Hello, everyone. Ian Salzman here, along with Dane Didier, and we are here to present to you the Hanukkah Festival, which this year is from December 6th to December 14th. So many of you have probably heard of the dreidel in the dreidel song, but the dreidel is a traditional Hanukkah item pictured here. It has four sides. Um, the word dreidel is Yiddish, and it comes from the word drayin, which means to spin, which is what you do with the dreidel, and it's uh, most commonly played during the Hanukkah season. The four sides are noon, which uh, is actually a letter, and it forms the acronym for two different phrases. So the first is miracle, the uh, the second is nothing, and then the next letter is He, which stands for both happened and half. Gimel stands for both great and all, and Shin stands for both there and it also stands for put in. Okay, so here's a little dreidel game right here. Uh, so, for example, we'll start with the blue team. And so, if the blue team spins and they get a he, then they would take half of the pot. So, they would get this guy and this guy right here. Next, if the yellow team were to go and they were to get, say, a noon, then they would do nothing and the turn would be passed on to these guys over here, the pink team. And so, if the pink team say rolled a shin, then they would add one of theirs to the pot. Then the black team, if they were to get a gimel, then they would get everything here in the pot. And the game ends when uh, all of the chips belong to one person, and that person is the winner. Another important item in the Hanukkah tradition is that of the Maccabees. The Maccabees were the revolutionaries against the Seleucid Empire. And if you see in this image here, the Seleucids, they were led by this guy right here, Antiochus IV, and he invaded Israel and further, he desecrated the temple and outlawed Judaism. So this obviously angered the Jews who were living there, and so one Jewish leader in particular, this guy right here, Mattathias, he was a Jewish priest, and he began the Maccabean revolt in 166. And so as you can see, it was very brutal, many deaths. But in the end, the Hebrew people won, and they were led by Judah Maccabee, which is the namesake of the Maccabees. He's pictured right here, and he recaptured Jerusalem. And if you see in this image right here, he rededicated the temple and restored it to its previous glory. The menorah is another important symbol in the Hanukkah tradition. So this is a menorah right here. It has seven candles, and the tradition of the menorah comes from when Moses burned olive oil in these candles right here, and he did this in the wilderness. And after the Seleucids invaded Jerusalem, as mentioned in the last slide, they destroyed the temple, and the Hebrews there. They only had enough olive oil to burn these menorah candles for one day, but miraculously, the candles burned for 8 days, which created the tradition of Hanukkah. And there's many different theories about what the seven candles represent. Some say it's the seven classical planets with the sun in the middle. The classical planets are listed here. And others say it's the days of the week, which are listed here, and then the Sabbath is in the middle here. There's many theories about this, though. The Hanukkah is a little different than the menorah. It's more of a household object. The menorah is typically in temples. This is usually held by the Jewish people, rather than the rabbis. The shamash is a candle, this one pictured here, that is not actually part of the menorah. It is used to light the menorah and the Hanukkah because it is improper to light the menorah directly or the Hanukkah directly from a match. Now we will go to Dane to have him explain to us the Hanukkah dish of latkes.
Step 1. Get the potato. Peel it. Now after your potatoes are all nice and naked, you're going to want to throw them in a food processor or cheese grater and get them all nice and fine like that. Onion all nice and shredded up in the food processor as well, and it kind of sucks because I'm crying right now, but it's cool. You need to pop 3 eggs into that bowl, 1.5 teaspoons of iodized table salt, coarse salt, any kind of salt. Then you're going to need a 1/2 cup of flour. Put it all into the bowl, then you're going to mix it right up. Then we're going to fry them up. You need quite a bit of oil so they get nice and crispy. You take a scoop, get a little excess on there, make it nice and big. Just plop it in the fire. It's not very warm yet, but it'll get there. They be sizzling, yo. Don't overcrowd the pan so it gets nice and hot. Just wait for them to cook. And when they get nice and crispy on one side, just plop them over. All right. And now we got some crispy potato pancakes over here. Once they cook evenly and crisply-ish on both sides, just pull them right off. Add a little bit of table salt to each one, and you're all set.
And that is the presentation. Thank you very much. Have a good day.